Okay, so last year we received the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance on Nintendo Switch Online, and personally I don't really mess with them since we haven't gotten any of the older Pokemon games on those services yet. And if Nintendo doesn't hurry up and drop the old Pokemon games, I'm just gonna buy an emulator on TikTok Shop. But one online service that could come out and make me not disappointed about getting any of the old Pokemon games would be a GameCube service. The GameCube is by far one of the most underrated Nintendo consoles of all time in my opinion, with games like Luigi's Mansion, Zelda Wind Waker, Mario Kart Double Dash, Mario Sunshine, and even Smash Melee. What's not to love about the GameCube? So in this video I'll be talking about when we will get the GameCube games on the Nintendo Switch Online service. But before we get into the video, we're on the road to 800 subscribers, so subscribe if you want a sugar cookie in the mail by Christmas time. Alright, the Nintendo Online service has been going on since September 18th, 2018. Ever since then we've received NES, Super NES, N64, Sega Genesis, Game Boy, and Game Boy Advance games. These services are hated by many Nintendo fans since this was one of the biggest selling points for Nintendo Switch Online from Nintendo, which most fans are very against since this was the first time that Nintendo started charging for online play. But the service has been a great way for younger Nintendo fans like myself to be able to experience some of the best older games that have paved the way for modern Nintendo. But I will admit the service is way too pricey for the games that are provided, but we're getting to the point where some of the best Nintendo consoles are going to start being on the online services, and I honestly think the price will start to look a lot more pretty after that. Now, it hasn't really been confirmed that Nintendo will continue doing these services for the next console because the Nintendo Switch really only has about 2 to 3 years left on its lifespan. I'm thinking before the Nintendo Switch dies out, I think Nintendo will give us the GameCube service like a year and a half before it dies out. And if they continue to do the old console services on the next console, then we'll honestly get the DS and Wii pretty soon then. Well, I predict we'll get the GameCube online service somewhere near the early 2025, but if Nintendo does this funny business where they leave out key games just like they did on the Game Boy services leaving out the Pokemon games, then there will be an outrage. Like, imagine if Nintendo leaves out Luigi's Mansion or Mario Kart Double Dash. It will be so ridiculous. If Nintendo doesn't get their things together, then people will result in emulation like I've been considering, because no one wants to go out their way to buy an old console and then buy the games with them, because first of all, the prices are outrageous and most of those consoles are a pain to hook up to the current TVs. People also don't want to pay $60 on remakes like they did with 3D All-Stars. As much as I love 3D All-Stars, it shouldn't have been $60. But anyways, that's all I wanted to say about the GameCube coming to the online service. Tell me in the comments what you guys want the most out of the online service. Is it the Wii? Is it the DS? Tell me in the comments, and peace out.